Who you a fool for this? Who you a fool for this? I walk like I talk like I act like I look like I think like my shit don't stink. I fuck like I suck like I ride like I taste like I look like my shit don't stink. I walk like I talk like I act like.
What's up, y'all? I'm gonna put you guys through a full leg day, explain how I do everything. So this is me trying to figure out this weird adductor machine. I always start out with adductors. I don't care that TikTok says that you're not supposed to do them. They warm the shit out of my hips. So what I'll do is I'll do a set of 15 all the same weight. So set of 15, set of 12, set of 10, and then a set until failure. This is my first set of 15. When you do these, you want to think about pushing out with your glute and not your knee. So that's why I like this specific machine, because you'll see the little pads are on my thigh and not my knee. You want to focus on bringing your, like, when you push out, you're pushing with your glutes, and when you come back in, so that you can actually feel this in your glutes and you're not just feeling it all in your hips. And then this was my last set, so you can see it's getting a little harder at this point. I'm feeling the burn in my glutes. I use this as part of my warm-up, so it's not like official part of my workout. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys were expecting like an actual good voiceover, I'd leave now. Okay, bye. The next portion of my warm-up is just some hamstring curls. I had to adjust the weight because it was too heavy on this machine. I'll do about 2 sets of 10 to 12. You want it to be heavy enough where you're feeling like your muscle doing something, but you don't want it to be so heavy where you're like overly fatigued before your workout. So this is just me doing curls as a warm-up. You'll also see me do them later as an actual exercise. But when it comes to any leg day, I really just like to make sure my hips, my glutes, and my hamstrings are really warmed up before I start any kind of squatting movement. Now for the part that y'all always ask me about is my mobility. So I am not an expert at mobility at all. My friend Hector's helped me a ton. These are just some standing hip cars. So when you do these, you want to tuck your butt underneath you, bring your leg as high as you can up, completely out to the side, and then twist it and turn it back. It's really hard for me to explain this, but y'all can see what's happening, right? If it hurts, if your standing leg is in pain, you're doing it right. Mobility is not fun. It's honestly like the worst part of the workout for me. So if you're doing this and you're like, oh my God, this hurts so badly. Yeah, that means your mobility fucking sucks and you got to work on it. Okay, now the workout finally begins. My first compound movement is a hack squat. I'll always do usually 2 compound movements and then 3 to 4 isolation movements. So this is just my warm-up or feeder sets. When I do these at first, I'll start with no weight and then we just slowly increase the weight. I'll usually do 3 warm-up sets, 2 working sets, and then a back off, but I'll explain that as I go through this. So I never do more than 12 reps on a first warm-up set. Typically, if I hit 10, we're just going to the next set right out of that. But this is just a cute little warm-up set. Okay, and for our second warm-up set, I just added a plate to each side. Same thing. I'm just going to go ahead and do 10 of these. That's really it. When you do these, you want to make sure you're bracing, meaning you're trying to push your belly button to the back pad. You're holding your breath and bracing your tummy on the way down and then breathing out on the way up. I know it doesn't always look like I breathe, but it's either coming out of my mouth or my nose. Just kind of depends. But yeah, so this would be my second warm-up set. Now we're going into the third warm-up set. Added another plate. When it comes to hack squats, I really like to warm up just because I've had a couple of knee issues over the past couple months on here, so I make sure to wear my Gym Reapers knee sleeves all of the time. And I can't, like, my rest breaks, like, it can't be too long, just because I need this shit to be warm as hell. So that's why I also wear leggings now when I do hack squats, just because I like to keep my leg nice and warm so we get that shit moving. But once again, this is just another set of 10. Now we're moving into our heavier sets. What do I have on here? 3, 4 plates? I'm not really sure yet. I think my top set yesterday was 4. We'll see. So basically your first working set. This is going to be like your heaviest set or one of your heaviest sets. I will go to 10, 8 or 10 depending. You don't want this to be your all-out failure set. You're going to keep like 2 to 3 reps in the tank. It should be difficult still. It should be a heavy weight for you, but you're not bringing this to all-out failure. So you'll see I bring this until, I don't know how many reps I did, 8, 10, just kind of depends. Okay, what's this? Oh, this is me showing you my my PR song or my top set songs. I had PR today, but a little Rico Nasty is always the vibe. So then this is our top set. You can see it in my face. Heaviest set, all out failure. I have 4 plates on here. So this one, you're going until you physically cannot at all. Like when it comes to a hack squat, it's not failure to me unless I fall at the bottom. Like that's not failure in my mind. A lot of people always ask me too, like how you get over like failing in your head. And I always tell my like super type A people, you need to switch what failing is in your mind. For me, if I don't physically fail, that's failing. I don't ever look at somebody in the gym when they fail and I'm like, oh, that's fucking embarrassing. I'm like, hell yeah, get that shit. So you'll see, we got that rep. I don't know how many more I got in me. It's done soon. Oh, we're getting there. Where are we at, Kenzie? Oh. Yeah, that was it. That's failure. That's what I mean by mechanical failure, y'all. All right, now we're going to go into our back off. So I just took some plates off, and then since it's already at the bottom, I'll just push it up from there. Be careful, though. If you need to put a belt on, you can. Your back off set, you're going to decrease by, like, a decent amount. It should still be difficult. This isn't just an easy set. It's just higher rep, get that pump going. So I try to aim for, like, 15 to 18 reps here. It should burn. You can see towards the end of this, like, I'm not having a good time. Like, you should feel the burn in your quads aggressively here. Boom. Look at her. She's praying for her dear life. Good God, Kenzie. Okay, so our next compound movement is, like, what do you call this? A linear leg press? I don't even know. My range of motion on these aren't great because I've been dealing with some lower back pain just because I have a weak lower back and my lower back takes over everything I do. But it's kind of just something that I deal with. You'll notice I'm literally holding my hamstrings, like where my hamstring and like my glute tie-in is, I'm holding it to feel that connection. So even though my range of motion isn't huge, I'm still feeling that contraction. And here I did 4 sets. So obviously a leg press you can't completely bring to mechanical failure or you're going to crush yourself. But, okay, sorry sirens, I do live in downtown Chicago, it's fine. But you will know, even though you cannot bring it to complete failure, you know when you're at that point, right? In a couple of these clips you can see my legs start to shake. So I'll do 4 sets here, increasing my weight each set. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You really want to brace on this too. A lot of people forget to brace when they're doing a leg press. You still got to keep your core tight. And don't ask me why I picked this angle. No one asked me why I decided this was a decent angle to film from. You can fully see how not deep my range of motion is here. But honestly, I'm at a point with my glutes where if I feel that connection and I'm feeling a good mind muscle connection, I don't even give a shit. Like, I will do anything to grow these glutes at this point. But this was my 3rd set. I did not film my 4th, sorry, but that's what it is. I don't know, leg press, I don't know, push through your heels. What else y'all want me to tell you? I don't know. Okay, now that our compounds are done, we're moving into our isolation movements. So the first one is going to be a Bulgarian split squat. I always set myself up first before even picking up the weight. When I do these, I hold the dumbbell in the opposite hand. I feel it in my glute way more. Same thing, I literally hold my ass to feel that contraction. You want your upper body to have a slight tilt if you want to make these glute focused. As you can see, I'm not completely upright, but I'm not completely bent over either. And I'm really pushing through my front heel and also the balls of your feet. A lot of people always focus on your heel, but you forget that you need to like claw the ground with your foot when you do this shit. And now we're going into our other side, same thing. So when I do these, when I tell you I go to absolute failure, absolute failure. So my first set on each leg, I only do a set of 10 to 12. So that's my first set that you're watching right now. And then my second set goes to all out failure, and that's literally it. All right, we had to have a little water break. Stay hydrated. You got to drink water during your sessions, y'all. I have so many people that are like, I can't do that. Yes, you can. Drink your fucking water. Anyways, so now we're getting into our failure set. Like I said, this exercise, we're only doing 2 sets. And I know you're like, Kate, you only do 2 sets of this. This shit only works if your second set is to your true mechanical balls to the fucking wall failure. If you're pussying out, just let's call it what it is, it's not going to work for you. When you look at low volume training, the way that I train most of the time, it only works because you're putting yourself at that actual failure point. If you're not going to get what you're getting out of it. Think about it as like you're putting in more work to do less work is how I explain it to people. See, there she goes. However, since this is a single leg movement, what I'll do is I start with my weaker leg. And then, so whatever that failure was, I think it was 11 reps on that side, I just match it on the other. So normally my stronger side, I would be able to do more of them. But obviously you don't want to like create imbalances. So that's why I do that. So you'll see me, I'm bringing this, I think I failed at 11. We'll see. But that's that. Now what I'm about to do next will shock you. This is the most Fitspo shit you'll ever see me do. But to be honest, when it comes to my isolation, sometimes you just gotta do the booty bullshit that you see on Instagram just to get that isolation. So a lot of gyms aren't gonna have this flat back extension, but they'll have an angled one, which is literally the same thing. You wanna keep your spine nice and neutral and think about pulling up with your glutes and not your back. So this is second set. I did 3 sets of 15 here, just with, I think this was a 35-pound dumbbell, but you don't want to go too heavy so that you're pulling with your back. You want to make sure it's your glutes that are driving you right up from the bottom. And like I said earlier, we were going to do hamstring curls again. So these are lying hamstring curls. If you have a seated one, honestly, I prefer that. Actually, before I talk about this, can we just take a moment for this delt? Like, okay, I did that shit. All right, anyways, carrying back on. So when it comes to these, I'm going to do a set of 12, a set of 10, same weight, and then my last set I bring until I absolutely fucking cannot. When you do hamstring curls, what a lot of people try to do is kick their foot to their butt. What you really want to do is think about bringing your heel to the ceiling and squeezing your glutes. And I know you're like, bitch, how the fuck am I supposed to squeeze my glutes when I'm laying down? Think about it more as keeping tension and almost like you're squeezing from your asshole, as homeboy Aldo would say, right? So you want to think about squeezing your butt almost as if you got to hold something in there. I don't know what you're hiding from the police. I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, that's how you want to do it. And then here we go. I actually had to lighten the weight because I was doing too much for 12 reps. So I brought it down just a little bit. This machine is a lot heavier than the ones I'm used to working with. And we just bring that until we fucking can't, y'all. So yeah, I was struggling there too. So I had to drop it down one more time because I could only do, what, 4 reps? Boom. Squeeze. You want to think about keeping that spine nice and neutral. And just squeezing your glutes at the top. And yeah, so that's how I do hamstring curls. And yeah, that's it. This may also be shocking. Kenzie training calves. This gym has a standing calf machine. I'm going to be honest, I was a dancer for so long and I literally was like, core fat girl memories of mine are people making fun of how big my calves were as a child. So I never really trained them like I should, which is my fault. You should train your calves. I just do a drop set. So I'll do same weight, 15, 12, 10. Last set is to failure. The same thing that I did with the abductors earlier. And then, so this would have been my last set. Once it gets kind of heavy, I have to put a sweatshirt on because how lean my shoulders are right now, like they're very bony, so they kind of hurt when I do most things. So that's why I do that on the hack squat too. But yeah, this is the last set. Yeah, I don't really know what else you guys want to know. This is the workout. You don't have to do a bunch of movements, y'all. Like, your compounds, just kill yourself on your fucking compounds, and you don't have to do 8 different exercises and you'll be fine. But yeah, this is the leg day. This is how I do this. I don't know. My compounds stay the same. Sometimes my isolations switch up a bit, but I do try to keep it pretty much the same for the most part. All right, that's it. Bye!
Who you a fool for this? Who you a fool for this? I walk like I talk like I act like I look like I think like my shit don't stink. I fuck like I suck like I ride like I taste like I look like my shit don't stink.